So today I wanted to make a video on why JoJo's is my favorite anime. I don't know if you guys are curious at all or whatever, but I just want to make a video about this just to let you guys know why I like it so much and why if you haven't watched it yet, I think you should watch it too. It's really cool. So, alright, let's get into it. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe and click the bell to make sure that you guys know right when I upload. I'm going to try to upload 2 times every week for the rest of the year, because Christmas break and everything, and I know if you guys don't want to watch the videos, that's fine. Just come back and watch them later, I guess, because right now is one of those periods that I have a lot of time. So anyways, let's get right into the video. So if you guys haven't watched JoJo's, it's basically about 2 different superpowers. Parts 1 and 2 focus on Hamon, which is like blood energy, and parts 3 through 8 focus on stands, which are like a physical manifestation of your fighting spirit. In simpler terms, that means an item based off of how strong you are mentally. Your stand doesn't directly affect how strong you are mentally, or vice versa. It's basically because there's a really dumb character, Okuyasu, in part 4, yet he has one of the strongest stands, but he doesn't quite know how to use it, so yeah, and they break a lot of rules with the stands. Anyways, that's kind of what it's about. In the first part, all the way up to the 8th part, it's pretty much about this bond between the blood of the Brando family and the Joestar family, and how no matter how hard they try to kill one another or just get rid of one another, they always come back and clash in the end. So, one of my favorite parts about JoJo's is the art. Hirohiko Araki does an amazing job, and all the animators at Viz Media, or whatever anime studio, I think that's where they work, is they do an amazing job with the art. Truly incredible. The stands look real on printed pages, and the animation on how everything comes together just looks really incredible. In fact, Araki's art actually got featured in the Louvre, which is a French exhibit in France, and got featured a couple years ago for around 6 months. There's an art book about it. Yeah, look up the Louvre if you want to kind of see how cool it is. They had a lot of Rohan stuff, and since Rohan's my favorite character, I really liked it. So now I want to get into why I like the manga, and I know I said why JoJo's my favorite anime, but I want to talk a little bit about the manga too. So Araki does a really good job with his art, as in being able to portray action through panels and drawings and still images. A lot of artists can't do that, and I know sometimes when I'm reading stuff like My Hero and stuff, not to say My Hero, the My Hero manga isn't good, it's way better than the anime, but I can sometimes feel like, I'm reading a manga. When I read JoJo's, I feel like I'm, watching an anime, or just, you get that kind of feeling. One of the main reasons why a lot of people don't pick up manga, I think, is because it's still, and it doesn't have music and doesn't have noise, and it's like reading a book and it's boring. And Araki does a really good job, even in black and white, to just make it feel lively. So I really like that about the manga, and I like how the art style just kind of changes over the different parts. Part 1 looks kind of really amateur, and then part 2 looks better, part 3 looks still kind of amateur-esque, but he's getting more into it, and then you go to something like part 8 and it looks way different. If you put part 1 and part 8 side by side, you'd think that they're from different manga. So yeah, now to get into why I like the anime a little more, I really like how, and I know this isn't really Araki, this is more of other people, but the music and the voice acting are really great in the sub. The dub, I'll say there are some good dub voice actors, but I definitely do prefer the sub, and I think if you're gonna watch one or the other, I'd watch the sub. But backing off from that argument, I think the voice acting is really great, and I think the music is one of the best OSTs that we've ever had, and for any anime. And the openings are all good, the endings are all good. There's not a single opening or ending that I just think, oh well, they could have done this better, or I like this opening better. In fact, I think all of the JoJo openings are in my top 20. So, and that goes for the endings too. And I like how with the endings they make references with songs, just how Araki kind of alludes to different, or names them after different bands and songs, the different stands like Killer Queen and stuff like that. The Hand, kind of like the band, Crazy Diamond, that kind of stuff. And with the endings, they do like Walk Like an Egyptian for part 3 because they're traveling through Egypt. I think that's really cool. So now, why a couple other little things I like about it are the characters. I don't remember who said it, but there was a quote from someone. I'll put it up on screen if I can find it. I don't know, I don't even remember what it says exactly, but it's a really cool quote. So yeah, I really like the characters in JoJo's. I feel like there's not a single character that isn't great. There are some that I dislike, but in a good way, like the Jonkin kid from part 4. He was supposed to be annoying, I feel like, and a lot of people don't like Dio, which I can see, but I still think he's a really great villain. So the characters are really cool. Gyro Zappelli and Okuyasu, Kakyoin, and Rohan, those are kind of my favorites. And Abakio. Now, stands are such a unique thing to JoJo's. You won't really find it anywhere else unless you count Persona. But yeah, stands are just a really unique power. Instead of just, oh, I'm gonna power up, I'm gonna transform into a different form like Naruto and Dragon Ball, they all have, oh, I'm gonna go into this form, or yeah, well, these still have, stands still have forms, like they have Requiem and Over Heaven and stuff like that, but it's not as overbearing as Dragon Ball and Naruto. Whereas in JoJo's, you kind of just have the stands and different people, no matter what the stand is, even if it seems unbeatable. Like King Crimson will get beaten or can, or not necessarily will, but any stand can be any stand with the proper other stands countering it, or just if people are smarter. So yeah, I like that about stands. Now, a lot of people don't like Hamon, but I really liked Hamon. It was kind of a cool thing. And it's kind of a basic power too, just blood energy through like this thundery kind of thing, through breathing and stuff. But I always found it kind of cool that how you can like infuse, especially in part 3, how Joseph infuses Hermit Purple with Hamon. And I know Dio deflects it and stuff, but I just thought that was really cool. So another part I like about JoJo's is all the references. Every time you read a new chapter or watch a new episode, you're like, who's gonna be the new reference this time? Am I gonna know them or what? So like one of my favorite examples is part 5 on the airplane fight with Notorious Big. And I know the localization names kind of throw you off, but that's another part of the fun too, is trying to guess who the stand name is based off the localization name. And I know the Japanese voice actors kind of say it, but some of you can't really tell, like Kraftwerk from part 5. I couldn't really tell what he was trying to say. I could only hear arts and crafts, but I don't know, that might just be me. Another thing I like about JoJo's is the comedy and how obscure it can be, and in the different ways that out of context it doesn't make sense. And of course all anime have that, where it doesn't really make sense out of context. Even jokes don't make sense out of context, really. But when you look at JoJo's and people judge it off of the kind of jokes they make, I just think that's kind of funny because they do make sense in context, like the scene in part 3 as shown up here. Yeah, that totally makes sense in context, but outside of context it's just really weird, and I think that's a turn off for a lot of people. But if that doesn't turn you off, then go ahead, watch the show. It is amazing. Anyways, that's about all I've got, but if you guys want to know when I upload, make sure to subscribe and click the bell so you do. And I would recommend JoJo's to anybody that likes a good story and can handle a little bit of weird things. If you watch a lot of Riverdale, you're probably not gonna like JoJo's, even though I used to do that. So yeah, honestly, just check out JoJo's. Check out the episode. I think it's season 2, episode 19, The Sun. If you like that episode, you'll probably like JoJo's. So, anyways, yeah, make sure to subscribe and click the bell again. And I will see you in the next video. It's probably gonna be a Smash one. I don't really know right now, but yeah, I'll see you next time. See ya.